Meloni caught giving our role of the century while Macron whispered in her ear during high-stakes G7 meeting. Trump additionally slammed Macron on Truth Social after departing the G7 summit as conflict between Israel and Iran heightened. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni was spotted whispering with French President Emmanuel Macron before rolling her eyes at a G7 roundtable meeting ahead of President Donald Trump's abrupt departure from the summit. Leaders from the US, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the European Union, and the United Kingdom poured into a meeting room morning as the G7 summit held in a remote ski town in Alberta, Canada, kicked off in earnest with the gaggle of global economic powers. France's Macron was seen whispering to Meloni's ear as a camera panned around the meeting room when the world officials found their respective seats. Meloni leaned toward Macron as the French president made a fist over his mouth and whispered in Meloni's ear. Italy's prime minister looked Macron in the eyes before delivering an elaborate roll, a moment that has since spread on social media. It is unclear what the pair were discussing or why Meloni would roll her eyes, with commenters sounding off on social media about their views on the scene. Giorgia Meloni rolls her eyes at France's President Emmanuel Macron. The G7 is off to such a good start, one social media account posted, accompanied by footage of the eye roll. Meloni is awesome, she can't hide her disdain for the globalist elite. Meloni with the eye roll of the century, Sky News host Rita Panichi posted to X. She's torn Macron apart in previous speeches, so this isn't a shock. Fox News Digital reached out to the offices of both Meloni and Macron for comment and did not receive replies. Meloni previously has been caught on camera dramatically rolling her eyes, including in 2024, when then-President Joe Biden and NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg were running late for a NATO meeting, and Meloni was spotted checking an imaginary watch on her wrist before rolling her eyes to other world leaders, the New York Post reported at the time. Trump slammed Macron on Truth Social later, after he abruptly left the summit to return to Washington, D.C., amid heightened conflict between Israel and Iran. Publicity-seeking President Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said that I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to D.C. to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong. Trump posted to Truth Social. He has no idea why I'm now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Whether purposely or not, Emmanuel always gets it wrong. Stay tuned. Trump abruptly departed the G7 and returned to Washington as the conflict between Israel and Iran intensified. I have to be back, Trump said during a ceremonial photo op with the other world leaders present at the G7 summit on. You probably see what I see. And I have to be back as soon as I can. Trump added in a Truth Social post evening that the residents in Iran's capital city should evacuate immediately. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Meloni's eye roll in Canada followed another viral moment at the G7, when Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney cut off media questions to Trump amid a bilateral meeting. Trump answered a bevy of questions from the media regarding the summit, Israel's strikes on Iran the week prior, as well as the president underscoring that Russia was previously a member of the informal forum of world leaders and that war would likely not have broken out if the nation was still a member. After Trump fielded a question regarding his administration's plans to execute more immigration raids in sanctuary cities, Carney cut off additional questions. Biden allowed 21 million people to come into our country, Trump said. The vast numbers of those people and murderers, killers, people from gangs, people from jails, they emptied their jails out into the U.S. Most of those people are in the cities, all blue cities, all Democrat-run cities, and they think they're going to use them to vote. It's not going to happen. Carney then cut the questions after Trump was seen giving him an approving nod. If you don't mind, Carney said, I'm going to exercise my role, if you will, as G7 chair, since we have a few more minutes with the president and his team, and then we actually have to start the meeting to address some of the big issues. So thank you.